6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What we do here is go back.
Hey everybody, it's Steven Jensen and Jesse Davin here for another live chat. We're going to be talking about professional wrestling. We have a whole bunch of different shows that we haven't talked about yet. So we'll probably touch a little bit on the horror show at Extreme Rules, AEW Fight for the Fallen. We had Impact Slammiversary, and we also have a big episode of AEW Impact later tonight. But before we get into all that stuff, we have some big news from Jesse. So
yeah.
But most people are probably here for. So yeah. Jesse, how's it going? What's going on?
Going good. Sorry we haven't been around. We went to Gatlinburg. We were in Gatlinburg for the week, and in the mountain out there, cell service, Wi-Fi, it's trash. And we were in a hotel room, and I have a 4-year-old and a husband, so it wouldn't have been very easy nor good for me to live stream, but I did watch wrestling. Had lots of fun there. But yeah, let me look. Yeah, we got 29 people in here. 30 people. Wow. Okay. So should I just go ahead and say it?
It's up to you. It's your news. Just by the way, for everybody who I'll like lead into this, this is something Jesse told me a few months ago probably.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And it's something that I can keep a secret, people, because I didn't say anything to
No, you did so good.
at all about any of this whole time. So kudos.
So, yeah.
And and yeah, Jesse, yeah, go for it. What's the big news?
So, oh my God, I'm so like nervous. I'm shaking. Okay. So, it's just news I never thought I would be able to share again. But I'm pregnant. I am 12 weeks pregnant today. I had to do IVF with my daughter the first time, and this was completely natural. We are having another little girl. I am due February 3rd, 2021. So I am sorry if you were expecting something different. Like I signed with a wrestling company, but I didn't. Thank God. I'm on that AEW payroll, but I'm drinking the WWE water apparently because, I pulled a Becky Lynch, I pulled a Bella, I pulled a Sarah Logan. So yeah, I'm pregnant. That's kind of why I haven't been making reaction videos. I've been really sick. I've been feeling like absolute garbage. So my last pregnancy, I was hospitalized the entire time. So this one is a little bit different. I am not hospitalized currently. I think my daughter just spilled ice cream on herself. So yes. So yeah, I am really excited. I hope to get back into making videos soon, but I just didn't want to make videos and like feel like crap or accidentally blab it out. So yeah, I just had my 12-week checkup today, the ultrasound. She was moving and grooving in there. She was doing really good. And for those of you wondering, my OnlyFans will still be going. I have lots of content stacked up. I've stocked up and, I have tons of stuff ready to go over there. That's the best way for me to be supported right now because I don't want to get too personal, but my deductible for my insurance is $4,900. So I have to pay that before my insurance even starts to cover anything. So yeah, so that's the best way to support me directly, or you can super chat here. That's why I've been saying you have no idea how much these super chats are helping, but you don't have to. I'm just kind of giving you guys that fair warning. But yeah, so that's my big news. Totally unexpected, but a great blessing. Like I said, we thought that we would never be able to have this happen naturally, and we had just talked. My husband and I had just talked about, do we want to go through with IVF again? Do we want to have to go through all that? Because it's a really long and expensive process, and we had kind of just accepted the fact that we were only going to have one kid. And sure enough, I was like, I think I need to take a test, and I did, and I freaked out. And then I told you like right away.
Yeah, I've known for a long time.
Yeah, you've known since I was like what, 4 or 5 weeks?
I don't know. I can't remember. I mean, I just remember hearing and then being like, I think like pretty much the first conversation we had, I was like, when do you want to tell everyone on the stream about this? Because like, I need to know, like, I don't know what the protocol here is for this because I didn't want to like.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's your news, but it's something I knew everyone was going to be interested in hearing about. Obviously, so.
Yeah.
And then we've been in front of people pretty much the whole time. Like, you've been pregnant the whole time we've done this show. And,
yeah.
like, yeah, we just, like, found a way to never bring it up, which is great.
Yeah, so, yeah, and I didn't want to say anything until after this 12-week appointment just because my pregnancy with my daughter Scarlett, was rough. It was really rough. Like I said, I was hospitalized the whole time. I had something called a subchorionic hematoma, which is nasty and very horrible. It was a very, very rough pregnancy. And so this one, I was just very nervous. It was all natural, which we didn't think could happen. So I was like, no, there's something wrong. But everything looks good. She's moving. She's grooving. She was doing flips today. She's great. She's doing awesome. I have a fantastic pelvis. Thank you, doctor, for letting me know that in the middle of the exam. Thanks. But yeah, so now it's out there, so I don't have to worry about slipping up. And it is a girl. She's a girl, another girl. I did the blood test, so found that out. And thank you everyone so much for all the love. I know I told Will too. I was like, Will, guess what?
Good job,
So-
Will. Good job. Good
Yeah.
job keeping your mouth shut, bud.
Yeah, so a few of my like really close friends know, and obviously my family knows. So that's the big news. So yeah, I really feel like crap today. Just FYI, like there's a whole bunch of pregnancy things I could get into, but I don't think that's our demo. So
Yeah, it definitely,
that's not my demo,
De-
God.
definitely not in my realm either.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're obviously very happy about this, and like Jesse was mentioning, any help is big for the both of us. You know, if you do super chat, that obviously you know it's going to good cause, and Jesse also put the donation link in the description as well. So so we have that option as well, and there are different gifs or gifs and pictures and stuff that come up depending on like certain donation amounts and stuff like that. So so yeah, they both count as super chats no matter what, though. Anything that you use that for, we will make sure to deep dive in anything you want us to talk about. So if you have a question or a comment or something you want to say that you want us to read out loud and discuss, we will treat that like we always do and make sure to prioritize that and try to give you your money's worth the best that we possibly can. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Should I tweet it out now? I have like a really
Yeah,
nice-
that's probably good. I mean, you do what you want.
Yeah.
This is all you. I'm just,
Yeah, I'm gonna tweet it out. But I just wanted the people at the live stream to know first, since y'all are the best. So.
yes, we appreciate
Yay.
it a ton.
Yes. Oh my God, I just tweeted. I cannot believe I'm tweeting that. Like, I'm gonna cry. Like, I have been so emotional. Like, everything makes me cry. Everything's making me cry right now. So just FYI, I've been really emotional. And angry. I've been getting really pissed off. Like there have been some situations that we both know about that have been going on that we can't talk about that really made me angry. You know.
Oh, I know.
So yeah.
The behind the scenes stuff.
Yes. Yes, honey. Get what on you? Oh, a pretty dress.
Scarlet appearance.
She's naked, so
Oh yeah, definitely.
we're putting on a dress.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
what
no.
do you want to talk about?
I'm gonna read this question just 'cause this is interesting. It says it's from Worth Thing is the guy's name. Thank you for joining the stream, Worth. It says, what happened to Brandon Vick, Shane Thorne, and Riddick Moss? MVP just forgot about those guys. Dude,
MVP was on last night.
well, MVP's been on, but those guys, so I didn't watch Raw on Monday, but what I'm assuming he's talking about is those other three were MVP clients before
Oh.
Lashley, and I think I saw that. I think Shelton Benjamin may have joined that group as well. I might be mistaken, but I read something
Yeah.
about that. But yeah, I'm with you, Worth Thing, because they had
Farting a lot.
Brandon Vick and Shane Thorne beat Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. I remember like just straight up in a tag team match recently.
That's right.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened after that. And then Riddick Moss was the 24/7 champion, and
Did one of them test positive, maybe?
I mean that's a great question. Right now, I guess that could really be the reason anyone's off TV. Really, to be fair, I didn't. Yeah, because apparently Apollo. I think Apollo happened.
I heard that too, but my friend Tracy works at Target, and he was at Target with his family. So, I don't know. If he's testing positive and out shopping, I don't know how I feel about that.
Is Shelton Benjamin the 24/7 champion? Don't want to
At
drop.
least at Apollo Crews. Oh,
Yeah,
Sheldon Benjamin is, yeah.
So he won. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so then.
Yeah, he won it last night. Wait,
Okay.
2 nights ago. Sorry.
Well, there you go. So is I gotta get caught up here. So is Shelton Benjamin? He's a 24/7 champion, and he's with MVP and Lashley now. Is that correct?
I think so. Yes. I don't know. It's a lot because Apollo Crews obviously never showed up,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, is this belt real or fake? I can't even remember if this new belt, because remember how it's like an honorary.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Ali showed up on
Yeah.
Raw. Did you see that?
Yeah. He hadn't wrestled a match in 2020 since until then, which is crazy.
That is wild.
Yeah. And like people all wanted him to be the hacker for SmackDown, but like, are they even doing that storyline anymore?
No, it went away.
So, yeah, I don't. How does that make sense? I mean, like there was like months of that with the hacker, and then it was just like, I mean, I guess
I guess it.
like it's like the Raw GM thing where like it was nobody, then like years later it just wound up. It was like, yeah, it was Hornswoggle. Like what? Stupid.
I know. I guess either the plans fell through or I don't know. It's very interesting. Either that or it was like a Paul Heyman. Well, it couldn't have been a Paul Heyman. I don't know. Maybe it was one of the writers that got laid off during the furlough.
I don't know. I have
My
no
daughter's
idea.
singing, by the way. She's very.
Is Pineapple Pete officially signed with AEW? I'd probably.
I would assume so. He's been on there long enough.
He's good. I mean, Sugar Dunkington on the Indies. People really like him. Like he's like a really liked guy by like the other wrestlers that I've talked to. I've never talked to Pineapple Pete myself, but I know people who know him pretty well, and he's apparently really really well liked.
Really? That's awesome. He seems really nice. I mean, Jericho hates him, but
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. It's funny how like I don't know. See the not it's not funny, but did you see the AJ Gray stuff like about AEW this past week?
no, I didn't.
Yeah, we don't have to like touch too much on it, but it was interesting at the very least. He basically highlighted how there's like a lack of black male stars in AEW, and basically examples given of like a lot of them basically being used as like either enhancement talent or like mainly on AEW Dark versus like
Yeah.
highlighted. And he mentioned like Scorpio Sky as somebody who you can tell they're gonna eventually go with. And here's the thing, I like AJ Gray. Like I've talked to him
Yeah.
times in person and stuff, and like I think he's a good dude. Some other stuff came out later on from like tweets that he made years prior when similar to the Sammy Guevara thing where he was really young, said a bunch of stupid.
Oh no.
But I'm not gonna hold it against him really. Kind of the same.
As long as they've shown growth and change now.
Yeah, and we're
I think
talking
that's
about.
what's most important.
He was probably like 18 or so. I mean, not that like makes it 100% right, but it's one of these things where it also these people didn't dig this stuff up on him until after he had made like a really good about like racism and in professional.
Yeah.
Like he was basically like leading the charge online of like hey, like this is going on and like we need to speak up about it, and like ACH and Leo Rush and there was a bunch of other guys that like were like, yeah, like this is what we've been talking about, and then somebody like dug up stuff on him to like try to like make that overshadow what he was like the message he was putting out there. You know what I mean?
Which is a shame because I think it's a very important message that needs to be spoken about, and I think people like me need to hear it. So that's a damn shame.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't have to talk about it a whole lot, but I do want to shout out AJ Gray. I mean, I do think
Yeah.
I think at the heart of what he's trying to put out there is really a good message of like just making sure that there is equality in professional wrestling, because there is a lot of really talented. I mean, even historically, like you look at a lot of these African American wrestlers from like from when I was growing up in the '90s, and a lot of them were like way more talented than what they were able to. They didn't book them in ways in which a lot of them were put over as like big stars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you can even see that with like the WWE title. Kofi Kingston was like the first ever like legit
Yeah.
like champion.
What is that about?
Yeah, and, like, there was, like-
shocking to me.
so when you think about that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, I mean, I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
There was also a question, I do want to touch on this real quick. Kevin G, this is really good that you asked this. Said if Billy Corgan sells the NWA, do you think there would be a bidding war, war for ownership? I don't think he's going to sell the NWA. At least that's what he's saying publicly, is he's not going to sell and it's not going to close down. But it is going to be interesting to see how they rebound, because Dave Lagana was like the guy doing like he was the central nervous system of that
Had me
company.
shook. Ooh.
Yeah. And he's no longer with the NWA. During the whole speaking out movement, he was a part of that. So yeah, I think the thing with the NWA is they're still pumping money into these YouTube commercials, because I watch a lot of YouTube and I still get a lot of advertisements for the NWA. So you wouldn't still be paying for them unless they prepay. Still running them for a company that's not going to resume. It wouldn't make any sense for them to be advertising it still, I guess is my point.
Oh, you're right.
So, and also they're not releasing the wrestlers from their contracts either. Billy Corgan did mention that they're not going to let these people just flat out of their contracts, because they do plan on picking back up when they're able to. So gotta take that for what it's worth. It's the owner and president of the company saying that, so that's really the best person I can.
Yeah, that's the one person you want to hear from, really.
Right. So, and I'm a fan of the NWA, by the way. I think they present something different. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and I get that, but it is.
I like it though. It's fun.
Yeah, and it's here in Atlanta, so I can
that's
actually
great.
go to it if people allowed it chose.
I had to drive through Atlanta twice. Why did they decide to make, what is it, 85, 75, right? Why did they decide to make 75 one lane on a Saturday?
Oh, yeah, that's no.
That
How long were you sitting in that?
wasn't too bad, actually. Atlanta wasn't too bad this time. But, yeah. I do like driving through, north of Atlanta. That's fun. But, yeah. So, we were going to stop by and say hi to you, but we were on a time crunch.
Yeah, well, next time let me know.
Yeah,
I was probably just chilling.
probably. We drove through the home of AJ Styles, not through his house, but through the city.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much you want to talk about, Extreme Rules, but there's, one thing in particular that I feel like we have to.
Oh, yes. Well, it was a hot mess, but I kind of loved it for that. I'll say that. And this is something I couldn't say while watching the show for obvious reasons now. I do have a medical marijuana card, but obviously right now I am not using anything, nothing. So I was like, this is a show that would have been a lot better if I was stoned, which I was not, by the way. So it was wild. It was crazy. It was a hot mess, but I kind of loved it for that. I didn't love it as a pay-per-view. I loved it for, a parody of a pay-per-view. The matches were great, but some of the finishes were just garbage.
Yeah, it reminds me of Half Baked. It's have you ever seen Extreme Rules? You ever seen Extreme Rules on weed? Yeah, that's how I experienced WWE Extreme Rules, and I would say it was I don't know. It was an okay show. There was a few good things on here. I'll say this. Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins was actually a really good match, which is the relation ever. We got a super chat if you want to read.
Yes, Dylan, thank you. Like I said, these super chats are so appreciated. Thank you. No one has to. Don't feel pressured, but we really do appreciate it. Dylan, thank you. Says, hey guys. Oh, I forgot about this. Time for Kairi Sane to go back to Japan. I doubt it. Yeah, I think she's just retiring, right? I think she would be a very good coach.
I don't know. I think she's gonna wrestle because
You do?
yeah,
I thought she was
because
retiring.
she apparently has been turning down like producer roles with the WWE and stuff.
Oh,
I think I think the WWE's trying to get her to stay and not wrestle anywhere else. I think she's gonna wrestle. I really do.
yeah. I think she should go away from Nine Jacks, please.
Yeah, everyone needs to get away from Nia Jax. I mean, she hasn't. Has she been on TV lately? I'm the last person.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, guys. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I have been so sick with nausea that sometimes I'm just like trying not to vomit. Not because the show is bad. So like I haven't really been watching a lot of like 3 hours of Raw. Like I just can't. There was something. I think when I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, but yeah. So I was like there were days where I just needed to go to bed. So and I can explain it now. It's not that I was like half-assing it, but I just felt so bad. So I don't know. I haven't really seen her, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing that I saw was I think it was her hurting Kairi Sane, and I just haven't been keeping it with Raw enough. I mean, I watched Extreme Rules. I feel bad that Kyrie's leaving for her because she was probably making good money. They probably offered her good money to stay, but I mean, if she could wrestle somewhere else, I mean, that's I'm all for that. Like if she showed AEW or like New Japan or something, that'd be pretty awesome. So
that would be. Oh, we got Psycho Break with a super chat. Hey, glad you have a YouTube channel. Thank you, Psycho Break. Thank you. We're glad to be here.
Yes, thank you, Psycho.
I am such a good mood now that I've said my news.
Yeah, me too. For sure.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess really the only stuff that I even want to talk about with the show, to be honest, is like I like that Shinsuke and Cesaro are the tag champs. Like at least it's something different, and I like both guys still. The Rollins Mysterio match, like I said, it was a good match, but that had to have been the dumbest stipulation I could. I mean, that ranks up there with like WCW doing a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match. Like that's up there. And nobody ever expected Dolph Ziggler to win the title, so like it's hard to get invested in that. But it was a match. Just
where is Otis?
That's a great question.
I was like,
right?
Yes, because Wrestling Gary. I don't know Gary. He's follow Gary on Twitter, by the way. He's great. He's Gary Cassidy or something like that. What's his name? He's fantastic. He had brought up that Otis is the Money in the Bank winner, and while it was not, a balloon just popped.
Oh, that was a balloon.
Oh gosh. Hold on a sec. You can
go you're good.
Otis prediction.
Yeah, I got this. So yeah, I don't know, like, because I like Otis, and I mean, I wouldn't mind him being the WWE champion. Because I'm just gonna be honest. At this point, the WWE titles they just don't mean a whole lot to me. And I like that McIntyre is a fighting champion, and he's trying to kind of like, I can't say rebuild the credibility of the WWE title, because, I mean, Brock Lesnar is as credible as it gets, but I'm going to be honest, ever since like Jinder Mahal's title reign especially, a lot of the belts just don't mean a lot to me. I mean, I could say the same about JBL to a large extent, back in the day when he beat Eddie Guerrero for the title. I just, so it's one of those things where I don't really care who the WWE champion is currently. And that's a bad thing. Like, that's wrong. It shouldn't be like that. So I like where where McIntyre's at as far as like what he's been doing, but it's just hard to get a good gauge of like how good of a champion he actually is with no crowd. Like we haven't heard how like a live audience actually reacts to him as the champion, which is strange also.
Yeah.
I'm saying the same can be said for Braun Strowman. I mean, it's the same kind of situation where like he was like the Plan B option after Goldberg and Reigns didn't wrestle because Reigns couldn't do wrestle or didn't want to go to WrestleMania, so they just default option Braun Strowman in there, and then that whole swamp. I thought that whole swamp thing was ridiculous. So
yeah,
how did you feel about like the title match and the swamp match, the swamp fight?
Well, let's get to the super chat first. 'Cause I don't
sure.
So
Thank you.
Corey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And again, Psycho Break and Dylan, thank you so much. Corey says, in watching the Asuka and Sasha match, I actually liked the ending. It was creative. You know what? At first, I was like, what the heck? Like, it's going on. Like, the match was fantastic. The actual match was awesome. The ending, I was like, what the heck? But then I realized this is a very Bayley and Sasha ending. It had Bayley and Sasha heel tactics written all over it. It was a little bit of a hot mess, sure, but it was it had depth to it. Like, even like, I think Corey Graves was like, oh, but you know, Bayley should have just let her, you know, win the title instead of getting her DQ'd or something like that. And or let her, I don't know, there was something. And I don't know, I just really like, I thought it was kind of funny and crazy and wild, and I wish it would have had a clean finish, but I think that they can save a clean finish for a live crowd. I don't know when they're looking at doing a live crowd, but I thought it was I feel like WWE right now is kind of in a limbo. They're kind of in like a placehold until they get back into a crowd. They're trying to extend these storylines as far as they can until they can get like an actual crowd reaction, which I understand, but they're like starting to really reach. I thought it was very creative, and it was a good way. It was a very creative way to extend the feud. I will give them that.
I think that's a really, really good point about them extending this stuff out and kind of like milking it for all it's worth with until they can get in front of a crowd again. Because I think AEW is doing that as well, just not as like they're still willing to do like big things like during this, but like I think they're holding off on certain things also.
The Brooklyn Brawler just followed me on Twitter.
Nice. Steve Lombardi, Abe Knuckleball Schwartz for longtime fans. Yeah, I don't know. Did you like Alexa Bliss as Sister Abigail? Someone in the chat mentioned that.
Oh, well, she wasn't really Sister Abigail.
Or
She was just a hallucination from Braun Strowman, because that obviously they have history. So she's not actually Sister Abigail. She was just a figment of Braun Strowman's swamp gas hallucinations.
Yeah.
That match.
Yeah.
I thought it was filmed at Turkey Lake Park. If you're an Orlando person and you've been to Turkey Lake Park, those lily pads looked like, apparently it was like at a golf course or something, like maybe Orange Tree or something. I don't know, Orlando peeps, you know. But that whole, it was alright. I mean, but here's, okay. Alright. Braun Strowman got over trying to like whoop on Roman Reigns, right? This man, sorry, my daughter's making like a weird noise. This man toppled ambulances, pulled semi-trucks, but could not, for some reason, break out of regular ass chains. Could not break through these chains. Dude, you can lift ambulances. You can pull semi-trucks. You are a strong man. So you're telling me, sitting in this chair, chilling, not exuding any energy, that you cannot break out of these chains? He didn't even look like he was trying. He was like, and there was like so much room, like he could have like contorted his way out of there.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, they've just totally ruined Strowman for me, like just completely. So it's just I can't. It's hard for me to buy any of it at this point with him.
He's a Universal Champion, or is he?
I'll never forget when he wrestled Brock Lesnar and he stiffed Brock with like a knee, and then Brock just punched him square.
That's right.
It was like, oh, that's about where this ends for me. Because that match was terrible. Also, that was Strowman's like big opportunity. But then they really had a chance with him and Reigns, like you said. Like that would have been the time to put the belt on him. Like, that was the time. They waited way too long to do it with him, and he still probably would not be the champion right now as we're speaking had Roman Reigns showed up to WrestleMania. So it's all just, I just don't really care that much. And they've also done a fantastic job of making me not care about the Fiend over time as well, which I thought
No,
was awesome.
how did they mess that up? They put the championship on Goldberg for no reason. No
It really
reason.
wound up being for nothing.
Nothing. And they made the Fiend. They didn't ruin the Fiend because I feel like the Fiend's he's pretty dope. But you weakened the Fiend. You weakened like Seth Rollins. I mean, look at Seth Rollins. How much of a doofus does he look like now? Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Like, Seth Rollins got beat by the Fiend. The Fiend's kicking out of the curb stomp at 1, just ruining it. And
got hit with it like 20 times.
And then Goldberg, Mr. AARP Super China Buffet Day, like, first in line at 4:30 p.m. I need to get into Country Kitchen Buffet because I'm old and I go to bed at 7 p.m. Mr. like, I'm an AARP Gold member, comes in, pins him, makes the Fiend look like a doofus. Like,
yeah, it was really bad. And
the
it's
guy
sad
like
too.
legitimately paralyzed the Undertaker.
Yeah, this was like right after he dropped the Undertaker right on his head. It's really sad because you were there in Orlando also, right? WrestleMania 30.
Yes.
That was the perfect send off for Bill Goldberg. Perfect. It was
Fantastic.
perfect.
He got suplexed away.
But it was like he came back, he beat Lesnar at I guess it was Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Like, what? Goldberg just beat like a minute 30 or whatever, and then he has that run and he beats Kevin Owens, and it's like, okay, well, shit, they've done a pretty damn good job of rebuilding Goldberg. Like, this is pretty great. And then he goes in there, and in my opinion, he had a great match against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. It was exactly what it needed to be. It was short. They did all their stuff. It was fast. There was high intensity. Like, it was perfect. Goldberg loses. He does his speech to the crowd. It might have been at Raw the next night.
Yeah, it was at Raw.
And then, like, it was perfect.
His son was proud. Like, bless you. You don't have to, like, make your son even more proud.
I didn't see.
What?
Say what?
Because Mr. Stevens sneezed. Oh, she was wondering why. But yeah, and Dylan's wrestling stuff was another super chat. Dylan, thank you, Dylan. You're great. Thank you so much. Said Goldberg should never show his face again. But okay, here's the thing about Goldberg. He actually like legitimately like scares me. He to me feels like someone who would take like booze and bad chants like way too seriously, like can't brush them off, like, and get legitimately angry about it. Like, he actually scares me. He's one of those people that I think is like an emotional person that gets really angry when things don't go his way, and he scares me. So I would like feel legitimately bad and scared if he got booed again. Like, it makes me like literally cringe.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Undertaker thing that he talked about in that documentary series that they just put out. Is like, I feel like Goldberg was the same kind of way where it's like you want to make sure you go out with like that one last awesome performance.
Yeah.
And he got it. But then it makes him want it again. But then when you totally go out there and just have a terrible match, then you feel like you can't end on that note because you gotta end on a high note. So every time you think you're ending on a high note, it makes you want to keep doing it because you feel like you can keep doing it at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a vicious cycle. It's a trap. But obviously Goldberg has wrestled far fewer times throughout his career than The Undertaker. It's not even comparable.
Yeah.
And for way less time. Like, a lot of Goldberg's matches were very, very short.
Yeah,
It was just sad how all that turned out, and yeah,
unfortunate.
like we both said, Extreme Rules was all. I mean, it was all right. There was some good wrestling in it
Yeah,
there, but um, yeah, this is what it is. What did you think about AEW Fight for the Fallen this past Wednesday?
I loved it. Thought it was great. I thought the orange juice was really funny at the end. Or not the end. No, it wasn't the end. It was like at the beginning because I was like, how are they gonna wrestle in this sticky ring? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Jericho's on commentary. I think my daughter's wearing shoes. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was very interesting, the throwing in the towel. Hold on a second.
I thought it was interesting also with the what were you talking about?
The
Towel from Brian
Taz throwing the
Cage.
towel, and now I guess they're not together anymore. I guess we'll find out tonight. You're sewing.
And this is where like I don't know if I can't remember who I heard saying this. It was probably Brian Alvarez. I probably was talking about how this all would have made way more sense if they gave Brian Cage the FTR title like tonight, not before Fight for the Fallen.
Gave who?
Brian Cage. Like they could do
Oh,
something where it's like this is Taz's way of apologizing and being like,
that
"Yo."
is.
See, yeah, it makes sense. Like, yo, I threw in the towel because I knew you were never gonna tap because you're the machine. Like, you're not gonna tap out. You were stuck in a position. I'm trying to make sure we, live on to fight another day. And because I'm so sorry that I had to throw in the towel for you, like, and you're still a badass. Here's the FTW title, and like, we'll defend this from now on. It's like
Yeah.
that would have made sense.
Yeah, and I see Ulysses, like Ulysses. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. They didn't like it. I can totally understand that. I can really see how people didn't like this. I thought they were kind of putting a pickle in this match because while you don't want Brian Cage to look weak, you also need I almost called him Dean Ambrose, John Moxley to look strong. I thought that this was a way to get out of that without going to a DQ because obviously there's never a DQ in AEW. And plus they also, Moxley cut that promo at the beginning about the bicep and how he was going to work the bicep because there's no way he was going to actually beat this guy. So I thought that was good. I can see why people didn't like the ending. I'm just really interested to see where the whole Taz thing goes from here because I feel like that's really weird.
I feel like there's no way they can break the two of them up.
Yeah.
Taz doing way too good of a job right now on the microphone with him.
Yes. Oh.
And then also on this show, like, well, we can talk about most of it. I might as well start off with like Cody and Sonny Kiss. This one had a lot of hype going into it because there was a lot of people talking about Sonny Kiss getting this opportunity, for various reasons. And it was something where Cody, made it public, how he felt about a lot of these people's opinions and stuff like that. And do you think this match wound up delivering?
I did. I really liked it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a really good showing for Sonny Kiss. Thought he did a great job. I thought it was a very important match for Sonny Kiss. I think it could help potentially elevate him and Joey Janela. I still want to see, what are they calling themselves? Like Bad Romance or something? What are they calling?
I can't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't remember, but they are a fantastic tag team together. If you've watched AEW Dark, you've watched them on AEW Dark. They are phenomenal together. It's a great way to get them both on television, too. I know there's a lot of like tag teams right now, so I can kind of see that. But I did think it was a fantastic showing for Sonny Kiss, and I think that it was a great way to spotlight Sonny Kiss because I really missed Sonny Kiss because I feel like the last time Sonny Kiss wrestled was at Fight for the Fallen last year.
In the singles match like that?
I don't know if it was a singles match or it was like a four-way or.
I remember like sometime last year when. Okay, and by the way, I had to throw this out there because I almost said she for Sonny Kiss. He actually doesn't care what
He goes by both.
Right. And that's something where I want to clear that up too, because I actually call Sunny Kiss she fairly often, and
Yeah.
it is not meant as an insult. She has specified that it's okay with either. So, I think that because, yeah, like you were saying, Sunny. I remember her coming out with like the cheerleaders like last year doing the same
Yes.
things. But nothing really since then that was like to that level. And so I think that's what you're talking about.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
I think it was a great way to kind of project Sunny Kiss into the spotlight. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
I thought
my dog.
the performance was solid.
Yes.
And I really, really liked the teaming of Sunny Kiss and Joey Janela, like we've both been saying. So all good stuff. And tonight is the perfect time to ask, because they're teasing heavy tonight Cody's mystery opponent, and they're saying it's going to be a top independent wrestler. So, who do you think it's going to wind up being tonight? I think Jesse's on mute.
Yes. Sorry.
Measure me.
She wants me to measure her. I cannot measure you right now.
Let me know in the chat who do you think it's going to be. I'm hoping for Warhorse personally. That's who I want. I want it to be Warhorse. That's my dude.
I want it to be Warhawk.
But also good options out there. Chris Hero or Eddie Kingston, who's been calling him out, would all be interesting. Those are my top three. So
Yes, let's hear those predictions, people. I think it's Warhorse. I really do.
I hope so. Oh, man.
I hope it is.
The only downside to it is I don't think that Cody's going to lose the belt like this early on. Kevin G says Danhausen. Yeah, Warhorse.
Oh my god, that would be
Running
epic.
Yeah, I'd like to see Danhausen get a shot as well.
Yeah.
K0 says if it's Warhorse, I will lose it. Same here, for sure.
Yeah, because it's
Oh.
one of those things. This is why I love AEW, because WWE, they're, and this is not a knock against them, they're just a very big company. They're a very big business. If you're going to wrestle for them, it has to be very official. It has to be under a super strict contract. It feels like a very lengthy process. So these surprises don't happen. But I feel like with AEW, probably because they're a smaller company, they are able to get these more independent guys, and they listen. They listen to this. They listen to the audience a lot. I feel like they do take what people say to heart, and they listen to the fans, and I feel like so far it's been helpful. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. And then also on the show, we had FTR versus Lucha Brothers, a match. Yeah, what do you think about that one?
Oh, it's great. I loved it. I was happy to see Lucha Bros. They just deliver. FTR, I'm so happy for them that they're finally free.
Where's the other one, please?
I don't know, honey. I don't know where that one is.
I think FTR is probably going to be the team that takes the belts off of.
I don't know this
I
one.
think so too.
And then when we finally get FTR versus the Young Bucks, like, or a 2-on-2 tag team match, the titles will be on the line. I think that they got to do that. It's got to be for the best
Yes.
time ever. Like,
That has to be in front of a crowd. Sorry.
yeah, there's so much stuff that we're missing out on. Like, I really want to see Blood and Guts, and like we never got it because no crowd and stuff.
We never got that.
But
Right.
But yeah, I think AEW has a lot of tricks up their sleeve that they aren't going to at the moment. But same with WWE.
Yes.
One company, well, actually, we'll talk about Impact a little bit in a minute, but like Impact has actually been doing great as far as,
Yeah.
all right, screw it, like we can't have fans, but everyone's actually paying attention to us right now.
Right.
Let's do it the most that we possibly can.
They are really utilizing people having nothing to do.
Yes, 100%, and putting on good shows. Also on AEW,
Hold on a
the
second.
fall, we
She
have
just
the
said
Elite.
makeup is everywhere.
Oh, gotcha. The Elite versus Jurassic Express, I thought this was probably the match of the night from what I remember. I think this was this was absolutely incredible. I really, really, really enjoyed this one. Let me see what everybody's saying in the chat here. Jay Jeezy, welcome back to the chat. Says FTR has been superb since leaving WWE. Yeah, I mean they've been, as far as in the ring, absolutely. Just like they always have. As characters, I'm a little kind of like I don't know, because they are being made to look a little too. It's one of these things where like you know that they've got to turn like big time on the Young Bucks at some point soon. I really believe that they're like kind of playing good guy right now, but I think they should just be full on heels in my opinion. 02K0 says, what do you guys think about Kenny Omega going insane? My issues with Kenny Omega is he overacts the shit out of everything. And sometimes it can be funny, him being like over dramatic and stuff like that, but lately especially, like, he's been super over the top. Now, if he was more of like the cleaner character again, which is what a lot of people want to see apparently, and if he comes back and he's more of like a serious character with less of like the
Did someone say the cleaner?
Yeah. I'm just saying that someone was asking about Kenny Omega going insane. I said, basically, like, I like him. By insane, I'm assuming he means Marco Stunt after the match and stuff like that. If it turns into him becoming a heel that's more serious, I'm all for it. But I don't want to see him being even more over the top, because he overacts the shit out of certain things. It's just too much for me. But that's just my opinion. Let's see.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. What did you think about that 6-man?
Glitter, so I'm like,
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, I thought that 6-man match was pretty incredible.
Ooh, yes. That was so good. That was really, I tell you what, I really liked this show. It was fun.
Yeah. The Nightmare Sisters beat some jobbers. So, yeah, I mean, why not, I guess. And then we already talked about the main event, which I thought was a good match, and like you said, it was really the best way of doing that without ending the title reign of Moxley and also not really 100% defeating. Jeez, I'm like, my voice sound like what was it, Peter Brady or something, like one in the Brady.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, yeah, we'll see where it all goes tonight. And they do need to be smart about how they book Brian Cage. I've seen other people in the chat mentioning that.
Yeah.
Because Brody Lee has rebounded pretty well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the Dark Order stuff on Being the Elite, I think, has been hilarious lately. And they need to make sure that Brian Cage, they have like a rebound plan here for Brian Cage. JGZ asks, what do we think about Ricky Starks possibly joining Taz and Brian Cage? That'd be interesting. I think Ricky Starks is really he's very impressive. And he's a guy I've known about for a while through like Dojo Pro and the NWA and stuff. So I think Ricky Starks has a lot of promise for sure. Let's see. Did you have a chance to watch Slammiversary?
No, I didn't. We were driving and traveling.
Well, we're not going to do like a whole thing on it. I did a whole post show for Fightful with Sean Ross Sapp right after the show. So if you want to check that out, y'all can jump over to the Fightful YouTube page. And I thought it was a really good conversation that we had. It was a really good show. But I think Impact Wrestling is doing a lot of good things as well. Last night on Impact's show on Access TV and on Twitch, which is where I watch it, North actually lost the titles to Motor City Machine Gun. So shout out to the North for an incredible over 1 year long title reign. And there's a lot of buzz for Impact right now. So let me know in the chat, who do y'all think is the best? Who do you think benefits the most by like jumping over to Impact Wrestling right now? Because we've had a lot of debuts. Obviously we had Heath Slater. We had EC3 last night. We had a vignette with Brian Myers, aka Kurt Hawkins. We have obviously the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. So we have a lot of people. I'm probably others that I'm missing. So if y'all want to let me know in the chat here, Cor Williams says Impact is doing all the right things. Yeah, I agree. Aside from, I don't really love Eddie Edwards winning the title. I will say that. I think Ace Austin should have won the main event. I forgot to mention Eric Young as well. He's another one. Two guys that I'm really, really, really impressed with are Chris Bay and Willie Mack. I think they're possibly the two most entertaining overall performers that the company has right now.
Okay, we're better.
Nice. Yeah, I was just basically saying...
Yeah. I was listening about Impact getting all these people. I think it's great that they got these, that AEW didn't get some of these guys, because I feel like AEW right now, they shouldn't be getting all the people that WWE released, but I think for Impact it works. I think because they kind of posted something like today, they're angry, they're mad, they are ready to, and I feel like it's perfect for Impact. I feel like they kind of need a revamping, and I think it's a great way. I think it's a fresh start. I think it's a good way to get these guys a spotlight that they deserve, that I think is not quite AEW.
I think I saw, maybe it was Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, I think it was.
I'll put that up. There we go. It's like this picture here.
Yes, that's the one I saw.
Yep. I don't know how much this will actually help Impact. I'm not sure. But they have a lot of buzz right now. Which is,
they sure do.
As somebody who does a weekly show about Impact Wrestling, or that covers Impact Wrestling, it's nice that people care right now, because maybe people will listen to that show more often also. I really liked how they've used Eric Young so far, like as like this maniac, and he looks really good in the ring. Hit a nasty pile driver on Trey in the main event of Slammiversary. It was really nice. Yeah, any other thoughts on like Impact Wrestling at the moment?
I did hear that there were like a lot of streaming issues for some people, and I think there was some like not so great finishes, but a lot of people were saying that they kind of ruined the spotlight for them, but I feel like they kind of helped a little bit after Slammiversary. But sorry, I was getting a phone call. I feel like I wasn't watching, so I don't know, but I feel like they definitely have buzz and they need to do something with it. I think they need to utilize it. I think they need to listen to these guys. And I feel like they need to listen to their kind of pitches and go with it, because I feel like they've been sitting waiting for their damn contracts to expire for forever, and they've got, when you see EC3's been building his character, and really making a name for himself. I mean, Heath Slater too, right?
Yeah, I mean, and Heath Slater's in like the best shape of his life.
Yeah, he looked good. Whoops, I don't want you, Siri. I feel like they've got some good stuff, and I feel like, don't screw this up, Impact. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and they also have to be careful about like continuing to make sure they're highlighting their young talent, like the kind of quote-unquote homegrown guys they've got. Like, I think that guys like Chris Bay and Willie Mack still need to be really highlighted. Ace Austin really should be their heavyweight champion right now, but he needs to be heavily highlighted. All the Rascals, Trey, Wentz, and Xavier, they all need to be highlighted. Rich Swann needs to continue to be highlighted. So they're in the North. Such a damn good tag team. They need to keep being.
Yes.
I'll say the biggest winners of Impact Wrestling was the tag team division. They are loaded right now with great tag teams, which is awesome.
Tag team wrestling is back.
Yeah, I love that. And speaking of like older, tag team guys, this guy right here, Brian Myers. This is his biggest opportunity, in my opinion, because I firmly believe Ryder or Cardona is going to go to AEW. I firmly believe that.
Yeah, me too.
So. This is, I think Ryder's going to be fine, because I think they're going to have things for him to do in AEW. This is...
With Cody.
Oh yeah, they're best friends. I mean, you would hope that he'd be taken care of there. But But Myers, this is a big opportunity for him because we can see what he can do as a singles wrestler, not associated with anybody else, him being himself, and without a giant losing streak. Like, let's see what he can do without being a total jobber. Like, I'm a fan of his. I really like him and Ryder's, or him and Cardona. I'm still getting used to calling them their real name.
Right?
I love their major figure podcasts and stuff like that, their YouTube channel. So I really, there's such huge wrestling fans. You just hope good things for those guys. So
yeah,
I hope the best. Cool. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we got out of here?
No, not really. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone for sticking around with. Since I've like kind of been pregnant, I lost probably 500 followers on Twitter, which happens when you're not, I guess, posting videos or whatever. So I appreciate the people that have stuck around. I said I promise I would explain. Now you kind of know. So, I've been feeling really sick and I couldn't say it. I was like, it's not the thing. But yeah, so just thank you everyone for the congratulations. Means a lot. I'm still kind of like, now that I'm like not keeping it a secret, I'm kind of in this, I haven't even posted it on Facebook yet. But we're excited. It's gonna be really cool. I can't wait for everyone to see when it happens, the big belly. I can't wait to like put bowls of soup and bowls of food on there. I can't wait to use it as a table. And again, I know this is going to sound like a little sappy, but my first pregnancy, I was hospitalized 1,000 miles away from anybody. I had a severe relapse into my anorexia because of morning sickness. I had a feeding tube down my throat the entire time. I was not like committed. I was like confined to a hospital room. I went into preterm labor once while I was there, completely alone. Scariest moment of my life. Other than actually giving birth, which happened a week after I got discharged. I never had a baby shower. I never got maternity photos. I never got to like experience like any holidays while I was pregnant because like I got in trouble because I had a little skeleton baby. Like I had like an x-ray, but I couldn't wear it because it was triggering because it was a skeleton because of anorexia. I actually went viral while I was pregnant for my rant about the anorexia costume while I was pregnant. So I had no idea what the hell was going on because I couldn't really access the internet that much.
That's wild.
It was wild. Like apparently like CNN and stuff were trying to contact me. I was like, what? Sorry. So yeah, this time around, while I'm still kind of sick, I really hope to kind of embrace the pregnancy. I get to be around family this time, and it was really hard to not have my husband around or like any of my family around. The birth experience really sucked. They didn't believe me that I was giving birth. So I gave birth on the antepartum floor, which is not labor and delivery. And it was just me with 2 nurses, no epidurals, no nothing. So it was fun. So I'm hoping for and I was on bed rest because I had something called a subchorionic hematoma, which I really won't get into, but it's really bad and I almost needed a blood transfusion. So I'm hoping the best for this pregnancy, and like I said, thank you so much for your super chats. They really do help. They're going to help a lot. My OnlyFans, I'm still going to have a lot of content. I really hope. I'm like begging and pleading with you guys, please do not send me hate because I have an OnlyFans while I'm pregnant. It is the one thing paying our bills and paying my out-of-pocket deductible to have this baby, which is $5,000. So it is extremely helpful, and I do have a lot of content stacked up for that I've been preparing for a while. I haven't just been not doing anything. So I'm asking you guys to like just be kind to the pregnant lady. And I'm also excited for you, Steven. You've got some new opportunities ahead of you that are really exciting. I'm really happy for you. really excited. I feel like we've got a lot of good changes going on, a lot of happy new chapters in our lives going on, and all while we started this. And this is so cool, and I love doing this, and I love talking with you and all the people in the chat, and it's a very happy, like the pregnancy, it's a very happy blessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll eventually talk a little bit more about the new stuff I've got going on, but yeah, all good stuff. So, I've been like short on like breath today, just like,
Uh-oh.
well, not like sick, but just like, I don't know, like, I think I've been talking a lot too much lately. But anyways, I'll talk about our sponsors. This last call for any super chats or donations. When I'm done talking about our sponsors, Jessie will talk about if there's anything else that she's got going on that she wants to talk about, and then we'll be out of here. But we'll make sure to answer any super chats or donations right after I do this before we get out of here. First off, I want to give a shout out to Heroes and Legends. They are the best professional wrestling memorabilia and just collectible company out there. They have autographs and DVDs and action figures. I just ordered more. I just keep ordering more from them, almost by the week at this point. I have now I've graduated past just collecting figures and like various I get various random things and stuff. Now I've started diving into some of these rings to put some of these figures into.
Oh, I thought you meant like jewelry.
Oh, no, like
No.
little wrestling rings.
Yeah.
So to help out my display, and I have a whole reasoning that I've come up with in my head as to why I need these for this display, and it's bad. But anyways, here helps me feed that need so badly. But yeah, they're great. Chad, the guy who runs it's an awesome guy. He'll give you a great deal. They're nice people with fair prices. And they geez, kick something. They have absolutely everything. So yeah, hit them up. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at HL Pro Wrestling. And also on Twitter, they do a lot of claim sales. So basically, it's like an auction where they put up an item, they tell you how much it is. The first person to claim it in the chat gets it, and they get invoiced the next day for whatever the prices are. So
Nice.
really awesome. So once again, check them out, Heroes and Legends. Also, check out WrestleRumble.com. They are doing all these raffles that are just completely insane. Their last one, they gave away a total of 3, 4, 5, I believe it was 5
Oh my god.
belts, title belts total, for $1 entries. This one, let's see what the rules are. It's called Draped in Gold. You can win 5 titles. Win the Winged Eagle, IC Classic Tag titles, and a mystery belt. Okay, so that's all for one person.
I love a good mystery.
Oh my god, $1 entries. I saw that there was over 4,000 entries for the last Wrestle Rumble contest, so that is awesome.
Wow, that's great. Good for them. Yes.
Yes,
Wrestle Rumble.
and it's a system that makes a ton of sense too, because like obviously they're making good money because there's a lot of people entering, but it's at the same time it's $1 to enter, so like you could potentially win all these things for $1. I mean, so it's a win-win for the person who's entering the contest and the company. Like it's awesome what they're doing.
That is.
So stay up to date with all their stuff at Wrestle Rumble on social media. And lastly, we got my brother Brian Jensen. Part of the stuff that I'll be doing that me and Jesse were talking about is I will be helping with some of the Parkinson's Foundation stuff that my brother does with his boxing classes and some of the foundation work and their website and some of their video content and stuff like that. So we're looking forward to that. Make sure to follow him on Twitter at BoxingATL. That's
On Twitter?
Huh?
You said Twitter.
Oh, sorry, on Instagram.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
Sorry, yeah. Follow him on Instagram at BoxingATL. That's BoxingATL. I currently do not have an Instagram account, so I can't actually click these videos. But as you can see, he can help you out inside of his gym. He can help you online through Zoom. He can help you meet you outside. I can't even. This is all my old login info. I'm just gonna go ahead and close that right now.
Oh no!
But yeah, follow follow Brian at Boxing ATL. Help you reach your goals. If you can't meet him in person, he'll meet you, online, and you'll figure something out. But yeah, that's Brian Jensen, Boxing ATL. That's everything I've got, and of course you can follow me on Twitter at @FightTalk_. It's right underneath me, FIGHTTALK_. That's all I've got.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you wanted to plug, or pretty much got all of it out there, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, my OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Jessie the Buckeye. Same as my Twitter handle, JSSITHEBUCKEYE. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you don't miss the notifications. Give it a thumbs up. Really helps us out. Thank you to everyone in the chat for always being so great. Thank you for those super chats. They're so, so, so appreciated. And I think that's probably it. I can't hit that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't know when we'll be back next, but we should have some good stuff to talk about coming off AEW tonight. So
Yeah.
the next couple days, keep your eyes out for us. Once again, be following us on Twitter and be subscribed to the channel. That's the best way to know when we're going live.
Yeah. Bye.